Welcome back sa Math Husay General Math Tutorial. In this video, pag-aaralan natin kung paano na i-represent ang iba't ibang real-life situations gamit ang exponential function. Let's start! Ilan sa mga common application in real life of exponential function and their transformation ay population growth, compound interest, exponential decay, and depreciation. Let's have these examples and derive an exponential function that represents each situation. Example number 1. A certain culture of bacteria initially contains one bacteria or bacterium and doubles every hour. How many bacteria are in the culture at the end of 24 hours? Initially, alam natin na at t equals 0, at the beginning, the number of bacteria is equal to 1. So if we represent the number of bacteria at the end of every hour using table of values, we have, di ba, at the beginning, at t is equal to 0, yung number of bacteria is equal to 1. Now, after 1 hour, the bacteria doubles. Kaya we have 2. At t equals 2, there will be 4 bacteria. At t equals 3, so the number of bacteria becomes 8. At t equals 4, the number of bacteria becomes 16. The number of bacteria can be expressed in exponential form as follows. So 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3, and 2 raised to 4. So, from here, kung mapapansin ninyo, pwede tayong mag-derive ng function na magre-represent ng ating situation. So, ang exponential model natin ay f of t equals 1 times 2 raised to t. Yang 1 natin dito ay yung initial population o initial number ng ating bacteria, which is 1. So, yung 2 naman is yung ating growth factor, knowing na nagdodoble yung bilang ng bacteria at the end of every hour. So, yung function natin ay pwede rin nating isulat as f of t equals 2 raised to t. Since ang tanong sa problem na ito, since we want to find how many bacteria are in the culture at the end of 24 hours, so we plug in 24 to the function. So 2 raised to 24, that will give you 16,777,216. So yan yung bilang ng bacteria in the culture at the end of 24 hours. This example can be modeled using the concept of exponential growth function. Y is equal to a b raised to x, na kung saan yung a natin is the starting number or yung original na population, and b is the growth factor, and x is the number of intervals, whether minutes ba yan, years, days, or hours, and so on. Let's talk about exponential decay. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng half-life of radioactive substance? Ang half-life of a radioactive substance is the time it takes for half of the substance to decay. So, let's take example number 2 and apply this concept. Suppose that the half-life of a certain radioactive substance is 10 days, and there are 10 grams initially. determine the amount of substance remaining after 30 days, and give an exponential model for the amount of remaining substance. We use the fact that yung mass ng ating radioactive substance, which is 10 gram, ay magiging kalahati every 10 days. Kasi yun ang ibig sabihin ng half-life eh. So yung 10 grams after 10 days daw, magiging kalahati na lang. So at T equals 0, syempre in the beginning, the amount of substance will be 10 gram. So at T equals 10, so the amount of substance will be 5 grams. Kalahati na lang siya. So, at the end of 20 days, so the amount of substance will become 2.5. So, kalahati nung 5 grams. And then, at the end of 30 days, the amount of substance will be 1.25 grams. So, from here, we can model this using the function y is equal to 10 times 1/2 raised to t over 10. So, yung ating 10 dito ay yung initial amount ng radioactive substance in grams, right? At yung exponent natin ay t over 10 kasi nga, di ba, after every 10 days, saka magiging half ang amount ng substance. Kaya dapat, yung exponent ng ating growth factor na 1/2 should be t over 10. Klaro? So, going back to our concept note ng exponential decay, if the half-life of a substance is t units and y sub 0 is the amount of substance corresponding to t equals 0, then the amount y of substance remaining after t units of time is given by the function y equals y sub 0 times 1/2 raised to t all over t. So, yan ang isa sa mga application ng exponential function, and that is half-life of a radioactive substance. This time, pag-uusapan naman natin ang compound interest. Ano ba ang compound interest? Halimbawa, you want to invest your money in the bank at a certain interest. So, ang pera at the beginning ay tinatawag nating principal. So, syempre, kapag ininvest natin to siya at a certain interest rate sa bangko, so tutubo yung investment mo at the end of a given period of time. So, ngayon, if the interest is compounded, yung tubo ng interest ay idadagdag natin sa principal. So, yung original na pera mo plus yung interest na income, i-add natin yon, and then this will become the new amount for the next succeeding cycle. So, yung ating new amount will earn interest in the next period. So, the same process is repeated for each succeeding period. So, in simple term, yung interest ay mag-earn din. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng compound interest. So, let's take example number 3. James deposits 50,000 in the bank that pays 5% compound interest annually. How much money will he have after 10 years without withdrawal? Initially, alam natin nung una, yung pera niya is just 50,000. Yun yung ininvest niya. At the end of the first year, the investment will be 50,000 times 1.05, and that will be equivalent to 52,500. Take note, yung ating interest is 5%. Kaya, inad natin yung 5% sa 1. So, kaya naging 1.05. At the end of the second year, the investment will be 50,000 times 1.05 squared, or it's equal to 55,125. At the end of the third year, yung investment na 50,000 will be 57,881.25. So, if we continue this until the 10th year, so yung investment natin at the end of 10 years, 50,000 times 1.05 raised to 10, dahil 10 years ang ating pinag-uusapan, that is approximately equal to 81,444.73. Imagine, hindi man lang naging doble yung inyong investment after 10 years. But it's still a good investment kasi malaki pa rin naman ang in-increase. So, the function that is represented in this problem is y equals 50,000 times 1.05 raised to t. In general, ipinag-uusapan natin ay compound interest. Ang formula na ginagamit natin ay A is equal to principal times 1 plus rate raised to t. This is if it is compounded annually. May mga times na instead of compounded annually, ay iba yung compounding period, gaya ng compounded semi-annually o quarterly. In this case, we will use the formula A is equal to P times the quantity of 1 plus R over N raised to NT, na kung saan yung A is the amount, R is the interest rate, N is the number of times interest is compounded per unit T, P is the principal, and T is the time. So, normally, makikita nyo sa mga books, ito yung formula na ginagamit nila. Kasi if N is equal to 1, so, dahil compounded annually, A will be equal to P times the quantity of 1 plus R raised to T. Kaya, pwede na rin natin itong gamitin to solve compound interest problems. Ngayon naman, pag-uusapan natin ang konsepto ng depreciation. Ang depreciation ay ang pag-decrease in the value of assets over the period of time. So, halimbawa, you bought a car. Habang tumatagal, bumababa ang value nito. So, para mas maintindihan ang application ng exponential function sa depreciation, let's take example number 4. The value of a new car in 2020 is 1 million. It depreciates 5% each year. How much will the car be worth in 2025? So, at first, alam natin na ang value ng car ay 1 million. So, at the end of the first year, nung pagbili mo ng kotse, yung value ng car will be 1 million times 1 minus 0.05. Kasi nga, di ba, 5% nababawasan yung value ng ating car. So, that will give you 950,000 dahil 1 minus 0.05 is 0.95 times 1 million, that's 950,000. In 2 years, ang value na lang ng car is 1 million times 1 minus 0.05 squared, which is equivalent to 902,500. In 3 years, the value of the car will only be 857,375 pesos. If we calculate kung magkano na lang yung magiging value ng car at the end of 2025, So, at t equals 5, yung magiging value ng car will be 1 million times 1 minus 0.05 raised to 5 since we're talking about 5 years, no? So, ang value na lang ng car in year 2025 will be 773,780.94 pesos. So, if we want to know the value of the car in t years, the exponential function will be y is equal to 1 million times 0.95 raised to t. Now, going back to our concept note, the depreciation can be calculated using the formula A equals P times 1 minus R raised to T. So, this is somewhat familiar kanina sa nauna nating formula for the compound interest. So, kapag nagde-depreciate, instead na mag-add tayo ng rate, nagsasubtract tayo. This time, let's talk about the natural exponential function. While exponential function may have various bases, a frequently used base is the irrational number e, or tinatawag natin itong Euler's number, whose value is approximately 2.718281, so on. No, mahaba yan. So, the natural exponential function is the function f of x equals e raised to x. So, ang tawag natin sa function na may base na e ay natural exponential function. So, going back to our compound interest formula na A equals P times the quantity of 1 plus R over N raised to NT, the value of the expression 1 plus R over N raised to NT gets closer to Euler's number as N gets bigger. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, habang papalaki yung value ng N natin, so yung value ng expression na 1 plus R over N raised to NT will be approaching 2.718281, which is the Euler's number. So, isa sa application ng ating natural exponential function ay ang compounded continuously. So, when the principal P is invested at an annual rate of R, compounded continuously, the amount A accumulated after t years is given by the function A is equal to P E raised to R T. So, this is still a natural exponential function dahil yung base natin is Euler's number. We will use this concept to solve the last example. Example number 5. Determine the amount of money that will be accumulated if 100,000 pesos is invested at an annual rate of 8% compounded continuously after 10 years if no withdrawals are made. So we know that the principal or yung initial money natin is 100,000. So yung rate o yung interest natin is 0.08 or 8%. And the time is 10 years. So using the compounded continuously formula, A equals P E raised to RT, isa-substitute natin itong mga values na meron tayo ng P, R, and T. So we have 100,000 times E raised to 0.08 times 10. Now, yung ating exponent na 0.08 times 10, that will become 0.8 na lang. So we have 100,000 times e raised to 0.8. So take note, ang e natin is 2.71, 82, 81, so on. So raised to 0.8, the value of that will become 2.2255,409. So gagamit na lang tayo ng scientific calculator. Then multiply this to 100,000. So the amount of the investment at the end of 10 years without withdrawal will become 222,554.09. So that will be the amount of investment in the account after 10 years. Now that we have discussed different examples and application ng exponential function, it's your time to answer these exercises. Give an exponential model for each situation and answer the given question in the problem. Kapag tapos na kayo, you can share your answers on the comment section. Kung nakatulong ang Math Husay Math Tutorial na mas maintindihan ninyo kung paano nai-represent ang iba't ibang real-life situation gamit ang exponential function, give this video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember, ang sikreto para maging mathusay, matuto, at mag-ensayo. See you on the next session and learn with me on how to differentiate exponential equation, exponential inequalities, and exponential function. See ya! Bye!